All right, Miranda, you can take it away whenever you're ready.
Well, thank you all for coming. I know a couple more people are popping on soon, but it's recorded, so it's fine.
I'm here. Hi.
Oh, hi. Um, so I have been talking to Abby about Juice Plus for probably 3 years, and I kept telling her that I was ready to get started and then kept saying, never mind. So I'm sure that was frustrating. But I finally, Charlotte used to be a really good eater, like until probably 2.5. She would eat everything. She would say her favorite food is broccoli, like best eater ever. And then she started only wanting peanut butter crackers and mac and cheese. Um, that was it all day, like maybe 2 scoops of mac and cheese and then peanut butter crackers. So, and then she started getting sick a lot. So I finally decided that there was something that needed to change. And I was looking into everything, and I talked to her pediatrician, who is actually like our family doctor. We all see him. And he told us about Juice Plus. And I was like, oh yeah, I've been hearing about that. Like, I just never said yes. So we finally said yes, and Charlotte thinks the gummies, she calls them her fruit snacks. She loves them. And I think she wants to switch to the capsules though, because she sees me taking them. So I'm probably going to switch her to that and put them in smoothies every day or something. But since I started, we have really not been sick somehow. Charlotte she goes to school, she's around a lot of germy kids, and she is somehow not really getting sick. I have more energy. I used to nap literally every single day. I had autoimmune issues. I had so many things going on, and probably like the world's worst pregnancy experienced and all of that. So I finally said yes, and I have had so much more energy. I no longer need a nap, except for right now with Luke not sleeping at all every night. But usually I don't nap, and I just have so much more energy and like patience, I guess, for the kids. Like I think it's just balanced my hormones enough to be a better mom. I was dealing with like postpartum depression and postpartum rage even. It got pretty bad. So since starting this, like I had been on Lexapro since Luke was 6 weeks old. And since starting this, I have noticed an insane difference. I think it's just balanced my hormones enough, and I feel so much better. So that's basically what we've experienced so far. Let me see. How do I think you're still muted, Abby, but oh, Terry. Yes. Terry is going to talk about her experience with Juice Plus. She's been taking it for, I want to say like 20 years, maybe more. And she lives in my hometown actually. So she has a lot of experience with health, wellness, all of that. So here she is to tell her story.
Hey, thank you, Miranda, and thank you for asking me to come tonight and share my story and my experience with Juice Plus, this powdered produce in a capsule. And I've not missed a day on Juice Plus in 28 years. And yeah, so probably longer than you've been on the planet. I don't know how old you are, but that's, so let's just say I've still having a love affair with this powdered produce. So, and I wish I could visit with all of you one-on-one. I would love to know, those of you listening, and, what is your health concern? What is your health goal? What is your biggest health challenge? Because I can tell you right now, you've probably suffered enough. And that what I've learned in 28 years of studying nutrition at the cellular level is that there is nothing anywhere in the world with or without a prescription that can do what Juice Plus can do in your body. So let's go back in time 30 years. Like you, Miranda, they were just starting to throw out the labels called autoimmune. But, first labels that caught me were fibromyalgia. And then they told me I had a very, very rare Crohn's disease and that I would have diarrhea every day for the rest of my life. My hair had stopped growing. They were cutting gum tissue out of my mouth. They told me I wouldn't have teeth by the time I was 45. I was on fire, okay? And I say that because I think that's the visual that I want you to get. I was on fire, but so are most Americans today because science got it right. Science said 20 years ago that the cause of every disease known to man today is something called inflammation. And what that means is that internally, cells, tissues, organs, and systems are on fire. And all you've got to do is look at these statistics. 1 in 4 people will die of heart disease. 800,000 Americans will die this year from heart disease. 1 in 2 women, cancer. 1 in 3 men, cancer. 1 in 3 adults will be diabetics. And our children are aging so quickly today. Today, children have diseases that 30 years ago, we were considered to be only diseases that you would get in an elderly population, but not so anymore. So I can tell you that the heart of all of these issues is the fact that we are inflamed. And I hope that you're saying to me, well, okay, Terry, we're inflamed, but what causes this inflammation? I'm hoping you're asking yourself that, because inflammation, my friends, comes from several sources, but number one is the fact that we no longer eat food with nutrition. We eat food by products. I gotta tell you right now, if it's in aisle 4, 5, and 6 of your grocery store and it doesn't rot or sprout, then it's not food and it's not nutrition. And we have so deviated from eating from the garden. And so we eat, I call it the 4 Ps: processed, preservatives, prepackaged. Those are the Ps. Anything processed is going to cause inflammation in your body, which will be stored in your fat cells. Sugar, trans fats, additives, preservatives. For some people, gluten. The medications that we take for X, Y, Z may help with the symptoms of X, Y, and Z, but they cause inflammation in the body. And then the environmental aspects, air pollution, water pollution, our soil, herbicides, pesticides, plastics, heavy metals, and something that none of us can escape. It's called stress. Okay, so that's what causes inflammation in the body. And I'd just like for a second to visit with you sugar. I wish I could visit with you one-on-one, but do you know how much sugar the average American eats every year? Well, the average adult now eats about 135 pounds of sugar per year, and the average child eats about 5 pounds of sugar per week. And it's in everything that is processed. And sugar is a drug. It forms an acid called carbonic acid. I wish I could take you through the whole thing, but my friends, it causes inflammation inside your body. You know how much sugar we ate 100 years ago? 100 years ago, the average American ate only 5 pounds of sugar. So in 100 years, we've gone from 5, and our kids are way over 200 pounds a year. And that is why our kids are aging so quickly. And so I just thought I would give you just a quick visual here. Remember I told you about prepackaged preservatives, processed food, inflammation. Does anybody know what this is? Can anybody see that? Miranda, what's this? Unmute yourself, honey. What is this?
Is that a donut?
Yeah.
Oh.
Do you know how old this donut is?
No.
This donut is 28 years old.
Oh.
And it looks exactly like the day I bought it. I bought it at Dunkin'. And this is what processed food is. Processed food will not rot or sprout. And so when you eat it and consume it, it becomes a toxin in the body. I could also show you my 28-year-old French fries that I bought the same day that I bought my donut. And they look exactly like the day that I bought them. And I bought these from McDonald's. So this is what I mean about food that doesn't rot or sprout, and an incredible contributor to everything that's wrong with us. And so how do we stop? How do we put the fire out? Well, the number one thing that puts fire out, my friends, is the plant kingdom. Fruits, vegetables, berries absolutely can start to reduce the inflammation, start to put the fire out in your body. Things like beans and legumes are so good. Mushrooms are so powerful today. Herbs, some teas, green tea is an incredible way to bring inflammation down in your body. And if you're ever interested, Miranda, I have what I call my anti-inflammation pyramid here. I'll send it to you and you can share it with anybody that might want to see it. All right, so this is what I know. Hippocrates got it right. Okay, he walked the planet before Christ walked the planet, and he said, let your food be your medicine, let your medicine be your food. And today we know that that is true. We know that the thousands upon thousands of nutrients that are in fruits, vegetables, and berries do amazing, amazing things in the body. All right, so the plant kingdom. So what are we genetically designed to eat? Okay, buckle up. We're genetically designed to eat roots, fruits, greens, beans, seeds, and weeds. That's what your cells have receptors for. That's what your cells call food. Let me repeat that: roots, fruits, greens, beans, seeds, and weeds. And we've evolved into a society where we eat meat, sweets, pies, fries, cake shakes, chips and dips. Hello, Houston. I now understand the stats. I understand why you're going to hear Abby's story, but she had all of her challenges. And Miranda, I understand now why, you know, your daughter is loving those soft chews, because her cells recognize it as food. All right, so we need help. We absolutely need help. And that's why I am so grateful that there is a Juice Plus. And you're going to see a video on how it's made, but this company found a way to grow it, turn it into a powder, put it into a capsule, and my friends, not lose the nutrition. This is science. I call this science food, right? So what can you expect, all right? Well, when you understand that Juice Plus gets to your cells, tissues, organs, and organ systems very, very quickly, what can you expect? Well, you can expect that your children might all of a sudden start to crave more produce. All right, you can expect that your children will perform better in the classroom. You could expect that your children could perform better, you know, out on the athletic field. Ladies, you know, the more plants that you eat, the more balanced your hormones. I have not yet, and believe me, I'm not in my 50s, I have not yet had a hot flash or a night sweat, ever. All right, because I have been consuming powdered produce for 30 years. What can you expect? Healthy pregnancies. What can you expect? Fewer doctor visits. What can you expect? If you are in a health challenge, I'm going to tell you right now, you know, my heart goes out to you. I'm with you. I've got you. You don't have to suffer this much. Solid nutrition can do so much to help us move through crisis, move us into better health. I've been seeing it for 28 years. And I will leave you guys with this. Okay, I hope I didn't go over. Okay, as you can tell, I can be long-winded. You should see me on a stage. Okay, this is what I can promise. Your body is a healing machine. My body is a healing machine. All right, and how do I know this? What I've learned in 28 years is that if you put the right fuel in your body, and that's the fruits, the vegetables, the berries, the legumes, all the healthy fats, the nuts and the seeds, then your body will go about the business of performing better. And for me, performance is not just the athlete. For me, performance is from utero all the way up to that person wanting to go for the Olympic gold. It's for everybody from birth until you're 60, 70, 80, 90. Who doesn't want to slow down the aging process? And we've got something now in the form of Juice Plus, and still so few people know about it, that makes all the difference in the world. So thank you, Miranda, for having me. Abby, thank you for putting this together. Peace and blessings, everybody.
Thanks, Terry. All right, y'all, I'm going to play a short video here, and then I will share my story.
More fruits and vegetables. It's about the only thing every expert agrees on. You need to eat more fruits and vegetables for the health you want.
We eat plenty of protein. We eat plenty of carbohydrates and sugar. We have plenty of calories. What we're missing to be healthy, to be at our optimal best, is the nutrition of plants.
We know that we need to get probably at least 7 to 13 servings of fruits and vegetables every day, and most of us can't or don't. And that's where Juice Plus comes in.
Juice Plus really helps bridge that gap between what we're supposed to be eating and what we do eat.
Juice Plus provides the nutrients from 30 different fruits and vegetables every day. And they're micronutrients. You don't need a whole lot of them. You just need a little bit every day. Such a quick
easy, once a day, simple thing to do.
Juice Plus capsules and the Juice Plus ingredients are non-GMO. They are vegan.
Tested for herbicides, pesticides, yeast, mold, and fungus. It's gluten-free, dairy-free, even the capsule.
Juice Plus helps in making healthy living easier because of what I call the 3 E's. It's effective, and we know that it works because of the research. It's efficient. How quick, easy is it? I mean, if you have time to yawn, you can swallow the capsule. And it's economical.
When you tell somebody to change their diet, you might as well ask them to learn a new language, especially if they're an adult, because so much of our life is centered around food. But if you ask somebody to take some capsules, that's one simple change.
I like to look at Juice Plus as the one simple change to help get people started.
We're not asking them to go out and run a marathon. We're not asking them to join a gym. We're simply saying, with your nutrition, try making one simple change.
Habits are tough to change, but if you start slowly and just start one at a time, then you'll notice after that you want to do more of the healthy things and less of the bad things. What really got me involved with Juice Plus was the research.
20 plus years of real clinical research, not mice, not hamsters, not cells, people.
Over 40 publications in the medical literature.
Randomized control, double-blind, placebo-controlled trials done at major university hospitals by the researchers who were tops in that field.
People are always looking at labels. Labels provide very limited information. What matters is bioavailability. Are the nutrients actually getting into your blood?
20 of the clinical studies that have been done show bioavailability, which means that the nutrients are getting into the bloodstream.
Beyond that, we've shown functionality. It gets into the blood and it helps different tissues and cells and systems work better. That's as good as it gets.
Brain health, skin health, gum health, lung health, heart health, supports a healthy immune system. There is no other fruit and vegetable supplement on the planet that has the quantity and the quality of nutritional research that Juice Plus has.
Juice Plus is not a magic pill. Juice Plus is not the only thing that people can do. For the past 17 years, I have enjoyed the benefits of over 30 fruits and vegetables every day in my body.
In my 27 years, I've seen a lot of these copycat products come and go, and they come and go. Juice Plus stays because it's the standard.
All right, ladies, I'm going to take a second to share a little bit of my story with you, and then we'll say goodnight. My name is Abby Nowlin. For those of you that don't know me, and I'm so excited that you're here, I'd love if you could pop in on the chat and just share where you're tuning in from. I think it's so fun to be able to gather on Zoom. I know it's become quite the norm after the last couple of years, but it's a treat to get to share with you all. So I have been swallowing Juice Plus capsules for 4.5 years, and I'll take us back to the 2015 timeframe when really all of my health issues landed on my doorstep. I was struggling with major gut issues, anxiety, depression, and they came out of nowhere. I had been healthy, or at least I thought I was healthy, thriving. I was a ballerina, and these issues came out of nowhere and it blindsided me. I was like, where did this come from? And when the anxiety or the gut issue started, and the anxiety and depression followed not long after that. And what I didn't realize at the time was the gut-brain connection, which I don't know if you've been hearing a lot about the gut lately. It's now become something that we talk about quite frequently. But the gut-brain connection is powerful. Doctors are calling the gut the second brain. And so when your gut is inflamed, Terry talked about inflammation, your brain is not going to function the way that it should. So you'll experience things, like anxiety and depression. And honestly, I've always, since I've learned more about the gut, if I were to line up a panel of men, women, children, and those that struggle with mental health and anxiety and depression, I would be curious to know which ones also struggle with their gut health. And I would be confident to say that 99% of them, if not all of them, have some type of gut issue. And so I got on anxiety and depression meds for a little bit and quickly made a decision that was not the route I wanted to go. I started experiencing some really bad side effects. I was starting to get addicted. And so I decided the natural route was what I was going to do. And so I went and I saw a holistic health doctor. She got me on a bunch of different supplements. I was on about 40 different things. And I was just kind of at this point where it wasn't sustainable. I was gluten and dairy free. I'm swallowing what feels like 40, pills a day. I'm making progress, but not enough to match the cost and the effort that, I'm having to put in for it. And so I was, taking multiple naps to get through the day. I was addicted to caffeine. I was grumpy all the time. My now husband at one point said to me, he's like, "Are you ever going to feel better?" I was nauseous every time after I ate, and I was eating meat and plants at this point. I couldn't have any gluten or dairy. And so Juice Plus entered the picture when a friend of our family's shared it with my mom. Actually, she's a 3-time stage 4 ovarian cancer survivor. And her oncologist at MD Anderson, as she was signing palliative care paperwork, shared it with her. They were doing clinical trials with it. And he said, "Listen, I think you need to give this a go." And so it helped her get back into the chemo chair and get her white blood cell counts up. And my mom was like, "Oh my gosh, we need this for our family." And so I'll be honest with you guys, when my mom first brought it to me, I was very, very skeptical. I didn't believe that something this good actually existed. It seems so way too good to be true. Nutrition in a capsule in a chewable form. And so my mom gave me a call to courage, though. My husband and I had just gotten married. He had deployed. I was home for a little bit before I moved. And she said, "Listen," she said, "I want you to give Juice Plus a year. And if at the end of the year you feel no different, I'll leave you alone. But I really believe that Juice Plus can change your life." And so the reason she encouraged me to start on it for a year and commit to a year is because our entire body cells regenerate in a year. And so I committed to a year. I got started on the fruits, veggies, berries, and the complete shakes. So I was taking that every single day. And at about the 4-month mark, I started noticing that I wasn't nauseous after I ate. My energy was, amazing. I was able to drink a cup of coffee a day by choice. I was wanting to move my body. I had not exercised at all in college because I was so lethargic and tired and run down. I was drinking mostly water when I had been addicted to caffeine. I was able to start consuming some gluten towards the end of the year. And then I added the omegas in, which are absolutely incredible, in September of that year. And towards the end of the year, as I was closing out 2018, my day-to-day anxiety and depression completely went away. And so like one of the doctors said, Jan Roberto, she said, "Juice Plus is not a magic pill, but what we know is that it gets to our cells, it feeds our cells. We start to crave healthier things. And as you take those steps, your body starts to make healthier choices and everything starts to align." And so people always think I'm crazy when I say, "Listen, you're going to grab for the broccoli or you're going to grab for the salad." And Miranda and I actually just had this moment not too long ago. I had warned her and by warn, I was like, "Oh, listen, this is going to happen." And I think she thought I was crazy. And I think a week ago, she messaged me. She was like, "Oh my gosh, you're not going to believe this. I don't remember exactly what it was, Miranda, but, reach for the salad or reach for the broccoli or, and so your cells crave healthier things." And so I am now 33 weeks pregnant. I've had an incredible pregnancy. People ask me about weird cravings or symptoms, and I've really had none. I've had a really, really incredible experience. And I am so fortunate and blessed because I know so many people struggle. I mean, I had a tiny bit of nausea, and by tiny bit, I mean like maybe 2 or 3 days where I was really struggling, like with feeling a little nauseous. And other than that, it has been an absolute breeze. And so I'm really, really grateful. And I know that, the reason I started Juice Plus was for my gut. And little did I know that I was laying the nutritional foundation for the little boy that I will bring into the world in a few short weeks. And so anyway, I don't know where you're at in your health journey, whether you're really struggling or you're just looking for something to bridge the gap, but I cannot encourage you enough to give this a look. Every man, woman, and child needs more fruits and vegetables, y'all. And if not now, when? I can't encourage you enough. Don't wait for a health crisis to land on your doorstep. Say yes, start making your health a priority. And I promise you won't regret it. So that's a little bit of my story. Thank you so much for listening. I'm going to pass it back over to Miranda and we will let you guys go. Thanks for being here.
Hi. Yes, I did think that Abby was crazy. I did not believe her at all. And last week, sorry, Luke's crying. Last week, Charlotte asked for 4 servings of salad, and that is like unheard of. She didn't eat anything else, but she ate 4 servings of salad, so a win in my book. And then, I mean, like Annabelle can attest to, I've been craving water, which I was definitely drinking like 3 Dr. Peppers a day. It was bad, and coffee. And even Annabelle's now shocked because I take a water with me everywhere now, which is
You bring your water everywhere. It's so
Yeah,
wonderful. I'm not
I
the
know.
only one.
It's very unlike me. And so I'm like, this is insane how it really worked. I did not really think that it would, especially that fast, but it has changed a lot for us. But I hope that y'all actually got a lot out of this. I have it recorded, so if y'all want to look back on it. And I also have that video that she played and a few other videos if y'all want to watch them too. But I hope that y'all are feeling inspired about your health tonight. And if you have any other questions, I think all of y'all have my number, so you can just text me or ask me any questions you need. But have a